And yay, we are live! This stream will be a little bit shorter because I have, well, on this week I have been working on my summer job and my right hand is like hurting really badly. So I will do shorter stream, like 1 hour, and I will also be talking about how to like deal with the hand pain when you are artist. And for me it comes mostly for what supplies to use. For example, fountain pens are really great for like hands that tends to be hurting much because they leave really smooth lines. Like they then tip don't catch on the paper, it's really smooth and you don't have to press it at all. It's just gliding paper. So that's one thing that I like to sketch, and actually because I had tendency to like develop hand pains, I got interested in fountain pens. And one of the like main culprit for the hand pain is using ballpoint pens because they need to be pressed hard. So I must prefer to use fountain pens because the liquid ink like lays out nicely and you don't need to press it hard or like rub it on the paper. So that's one thing that I use for when I feel like I have a hand pain. Also one thing that is really important, it's working ergonomics. I often work like I work now, surface that is tilted a little bit up. I think this is Riva's workstation easel or something like that. It's just like the piece of wooden that has some kind of wood mechanism back it, and I can tilt this up. And it's really easy for my hand, and it's also much better for my neck and back because I can sit straight and I have no need to like hunch over my drawing, which is really bad. It's really bad for your back and it starts to hurt really badly after a long period of time. So those are little things, and also, well, it's important to like sit in back straight, not slouching in. But I think I'm really bad example because when I'm using like computer, I often sit in really weird poses. I may sit like on my legs, or like currently I sit like my legs are crossed. But I feel that's really comfortable for me, so that's how I often sit. But yeah, it's fountain pen is really easy to use for hands. And one thing that it maybe help is wrist bracelet. I haven't seen those used, and I tried to use one myself, but it didn't help me at all because, well, I think it wasn't like the right kind for my wrist. But sometimes it's help, and there are like you can use them all the time or like just for the night or those kind of things. Also wrist is really complicated thing, so there's like really many conditions that it can happen. There's like this arterials, and I'm not sure about those English names, but there are many kind of things, and those often need medical attention. So if you have like really wrist pain like all the time and you're not even drawing, it may be a good idea to go to see the doctor. Onko sulla päällä? Hey. Actually there is chat message and I have to say that because I don't speak that language, I will delete the message for sake that I don't know what is in it contains. So message only in English or Finnish. Other language get like deleted. And I know that's strict rule and not like, well, it's really hard because I know that not everyone speak good English, but That's the way I handle things, because I speak several languages, but I can't speak all of them, so I don't know what the message contains, so I will delete them. And same goes with the comments. I'm just using my Twisby 580 for doing some quick sketching, because I feel really rusted. And the one thing is that I have that work now, and it takes most of my time, like often works do. And also because I didn't want to like travel too much, because I knew that my wrist was hurting, and traveling would make it much worse, and I don't want to like damage my wrist. So resting is also one thing that is really important when there is some kind of pain on wrist or like your drawing hand, just to make sure that you can draw in future. But I know that sometimes there's days that you can't like take breaks. Oh, I know I may be a little hard to understand. I think I'm speaking quite fast now. I try to slow down. And also other thing that I like to use when I have hand hurting, I use something that is brush based, because they leave these marks really easily on the paper, and they don't like need much pressure. And I find this the most like the baddest thing when using some drawing supplies when they drag on paper, like if it's have to be like rubbed, like graphite pencil. I find graphite pencils and colored pencils are really bad for my hand, especially colored pencils, because you have to like use them so much, to so many layers, and rub them quite hard to make them work right. And actually I'm doing sketch with my graphite pencil, because I don't like sketching with brush pen. They often leave quite like too thick lines. And I'm doing some eyes, because I find this like inner thing again that I don't like how I draw eyes, so I really want to try different things, how I want them to look like. I like how this looks, but somehow I feel that it isn't looking right. It's look like not what I want. I often aim for realism, but I want to like develop style that is like recognizable. So I like to stylize things and trying to find the things that I like, but it's really hard because it means that you have to draw so many images that you don't like, so you can say what you like. And now I'm bringing this brush pen, and if you haven't seen this before, this is from Flying Tiger, which is really cheap shop here in Europe. I'm sorry, is it in the USA too? Maybe. But the shop is originally from Denmark. And this is water-based ink, so it will smudge out with water. And this. Oh, actually I can't say your name because I can't read the letters at all. But someone asked in chat my advice is for beginners, and I would say travel a lot. Like travel a lot and try different things. Try to find the thing that really interests you. Because when I was beginner, I only travel like once a week or once a month, and that wasn't enough because I try to travel daily, and more you travel, the more you will improve. And also for beginners, use reference photos, because our brain are really funny thing is they often think that they knew what the thing looked like, but that's not what the thing looks like. So for example, often when, like now I'm drawing eye without reference, but I have drawn so many eyes that I knew how they look. But if you think about you are a beginner and you haven't drawn that many eyes, it's often tendency to draw like this symbolic of eye, which is, well, it's stylized thing, but often you want to try for realism. And also one of advice for beginners is try different mediums. Like try, it's good if you have like access to school supplies or something, that there's like mini supplies that you can try, because you can never know what is the one you like. I used to work with colored pencils, but when I tried watercolors, I find that it was my medium. I fell in love with it. So if you are a beginner, try different things, travel a lot, and use reference photos. And also one thing, be really patient, because it often takes a long time to improve. I actually am planning to do video where I will show my really old artwork, like the time that I just draw sometimes. And I will also, it will really show that if you travel a lot, you will improve much faster. Also one thing, keep sketchbooks. Sketchbooks are great. And I'm just putting hand on. And now you can see that my hand is really like, it's hurting now, but I still try to draw. And you can see that maybe you can see here, that is a little bit shaky. And I can draw like straight lines, but I still try to do at least 1 hour live stream, because I find that I really need to do something. Oh, hi Michelle. Nice to see you here. Because I have so much work on a week, I will really have to push to do these videos, and when my hand is hurting that bad, it's really hard to like drawing videos. But my sketchbook is almost complete. Come back. Yeah, it's now back. Well, great. I don't know why this is doing, but I really have to check my laptop, because it's old and it may be overheating a little bit. I have actually a new computer coming soon. Well, there isn't heat issues. Well, hopefully that the live stream goes well now. Where I was talking about. I just completely forget what I was saying. Well, if I like keep on topic, what are good tools for drawing when you have hand pain, like I have now. Yeah, thanks Michelle. I'm not sure what my internet is doing. It has been working fine, but you can never know. It sometimes do those weird disconnectings. Also, my laptop seems to be fine. There isn't like any heating problems now, but I can't be sure because this is really old laptop. This is like 5 years old. But now I have a really fun part. I have last page in my sketchbook. And actually I want a little bit talk about, I'm not sure will the stream camera pick this up. This is drawing made with my here Cretacolor Nero Extra Soft, which is really smudgy pen, but I used clear acrylic medium over this. Oh, Michelle, I have been waiting watercolors from Eve Bolt, and I hope to get them Monday, but I'm not sure. In Finnish we have some problems with our post office, but sometimes international mail can take like really long time. And someone is asking, do I paint nature? Often I have to say I don't paint nature. I don't like to do landscapes or like plants or those kind of things. I like more to do people or technical drawings or cars or machinery. That kind of things. And also something that is easy to draw is using softer LEDs. And I have here one. Well, here. Because softer LED pencils, often like colored pencils that has soft LED, they glide on paper better, and they don't have that much friction on them, so they don't like need so much like pressing hard. I'm really scrambling with my words. It will be a long time that I did live stream or did any videos, so I felt like my English is quite all over the place. And now I think I will draw my other hand. I have to move this a little bit aside, hopefully still in frame. And also when I fill the sketchbook, I have plans to start challenge I have been talking about. And that challenge is about life drawing. I will draw only from life for next month or two. I'm not sure will it be 2 months challenge, because if I have this much hand pain it would take really long time. But I will take one huge sketchbook and fill it all with life drawings. And they are not all like people, because I don't have the access to the like figure drawing classes or those kind of things. So I maybe draw some objects and what I can find. Maybe do little landscapes or go down and draw some buildings and architectural things. But one reason why I want to do that challenge, just drawing from life, is because I often hear when like some great masters say that you have to draw from life to like improve, and you will improve so fast and so forth. So I really want to test that out. Michelle is asking why my hand is hurting so much. It's because my work. I currently, because we have a summer break on school, so I had to take summer job, and I have been working on cemetery as gardener. So garden work is hard, especially when you do it like 8 hours on day. So it's really like getting my hands hurting. But it should be like ease up a little bit, because there would be like, well, my hand will like get used to it. I worked at terrace before, and the first week was the only bad week, and then it got a little bit better. So not like accidents or anything, just like some fatigue. Also good thing to like, if you're artist, is try not to hurt your hand in some places, because it's like, yeah, gardener. Is that the word? Yeah, actually, it isn't like for my. I'm not like gardener by trade, but I have worked there last summer, so it was really easy to get a job there, because they like knew me and knew that I can do the job, and it's actually really, I actually really like it, even if it's not like technical job or not that what I have been studying for, but it's really relaxing. It sounds really weird now, but actually I love working there. It's like I really love how it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's really like nice thing to just do outside work, and yeah, it's physically really demanding, but it's also really enjoyable. Like taking care of flowers and trees. What are those little bit bushes? Brushes? No, brushes are other things. Like little. Yeah. I know because the gardener is really hard for me to pronounce, because in Finnish we have this really hard R sounds, and every time I say something that have R in it, I try to like push it a little bit down, because it will be, well, it will sound horrible if I say it like I say it in Finnish. Yeah. And my pronunciation is sometimes really bad, and currently I feel that I can't like speak at all. Nordtrav. That hands look really bad. But well, this pen is from Derwent drawing set, and this is actually really nice because it's really soft lead, and if I can push it harder if I want to darker. But it's really soft, and it also easily smudged, so it's almost like the pastel, but not as messy as the pastels are. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I often feel like I don't speak good English at all. Sometimes when I'm editing my videos, I say same thing like 5 times and wrong every time. I'm just trying to look something to draw with. This is last page in my sketchbook, so I'm not really used to drawing with this, because often this is like full of my test of different pens and those kind of things, but this is like empty now. Also, I got to choose my new sketchbook. Well, maybe I could try Prismacolor color erasers. These are also really nice pencils, because these are quite soft to draw. So I like using them. And I'm still drawing my hand, because today I feel really like not creative at all. And also I knew why I like don't feel really creative or like have this quite art blocky feeling. It's because I haven't drawn in week. Yeah, also painting would be really like easy for my hands, but I'm really lazy at doing paintings because it takes so much preparation. It's much easier to just take my sketchbook and start to draw it than trying to paint. But actually I have some watercolor sketchbook that I could use. But I'm sure that my hand will be fine in just a couple of weeks. It needs to get used to the work. I'm trying to get my hand drawn a little bit better. Also, one thing that I really regret not to draw every day on this week like I used to do is you don't forget how to draw, but you get this rust thing going on really easily, like feeling that you have no grasp on what you're doing. So it would be much easier to just draw every day, even if it hurts. And now I see that proportions are really off. And I can't find my eraser. Well, I tried to adjust it. And now I moved my hand. Well. And also, I'm getting new laptop on Monday. And I'm not sure will I use it for streaming or just as my smaller laptop. It's not new because it's used laptop, but it's from from companies. So it's made for companies and it's really like tough. They are made like, well, for last. So I hopefully that will be good. Michelle, I have to say that I have lost 2 subscribers, but I have gained more. But when you are like smaller YouTube channel, I know how it feels, because I too have sometimes this, oh, I don't like, I have lost 1 subscriber. I almost have this feeling that I want to go and after them and ask why you left. But yeah, it happens, but it's like, you will get the new ones, I'm sure. Also for me it was, well, I sometimes feel really like when my videos are getting like dislikes, I knew that it's nothing like bad thing, it happens for everyone, but sometimes I get really like, why someone is disliking this. I really want to know the reason, but well, you can never know. Also, I think because I use YouTube Analytics tool and look at where my dislikes come. They came from mobile devices, and I think that's maybe one reason why, because it's really easy to like misclick because they are too close together. But for losing subscribers, I'm not sure. It's maybe because maybe the subscriber account is deleted, or they also maybe unsubscribed accidentally, because that has happened to me before. Because if you click like the subscriber icon again, like on the video, it will unsubscribe you. But yeah, YouTube thinks doing YouTube channel is quite hard work. And these hands look so awful. I've been actually really like well, I have to tell my bunny to subscribe, but I have been also planning to do, well, not on YouTube channel, but like Instagram for my bun, but I'm afraid that my bun will get more likes and subscribes than me, so I'm not doing her Instagram for him. I'm mixing pronounce here. Are they pronounce? It's really hard because Finnish words for pronounce, or what they are, is quite close for it, so I'm not sure. That reminds me of one of my sketchbook tours where I keep calling jellyfish medusas, because in Finnish they are medusa. So I think it's medusa in English, but actually it's not. Medusa in English it's completely different thing. I don't want. Well, I tried draw my hand one more time because these 2 attempts are horrible, and now I can cover them. Also, this backside of the sketchbook feels really weird because it's like this is hard covered sketchbook, so this last page is really like leaves scratchy noses. Yeah, Michelle, that's true. I'm sure that my bunny will get more subscribes than me, so I don't want. Oh, he's so cute. He's just cleaning his ear. I'm really sad that I can't like show it on the live stream because my bun don't like to be held, so. This really, I often like that. I have found that many artists have some animals. I'm not sure, are there something for like creative persons that they want to have some animal companion. Also, I have been like wanting dog lately. Well, I have always wanted to have dog, but it has been like worse today, especially because when I was like walking, I saw this really cute little chihuahua. Chihuahua. I'm not sure how it's said. Chihuahua in that was on the wall, and it was so cute. It was like small and cute, and I have always said that I like bigger and like really fluffy dogs, but I live in apartment, so big fluffy dog is not going well with that. And also big fluffy dog may also not be good for little Ban. So maybe smaller dog would be well better choice, but I'm not sure because my Ban is a little bit, well, he don't like the dogs. He's not afraid, but he's, well, he wants to keep his territory. So if I ever get a dog, I will, and I still have the bunny, I will need that really like, well, relaxed dog that is okay to think that bunny is like boss here. Now I feel that I can't really like, really don't draw hands properly. Oh, Michelle, what breed your dog is? I was thinking I have seen drawing some drawing or sketches from it, but I'm not sure. Oh, boxer and boxer bull mastiff. I knew that breed. But this also maybe here in Finland we have a quite cold like winters and well cold climate, so it would be much more like convenient to have dog that are really fluffy because they don't get cold. So often dogs that have like short hair needs coats and those kind of things here. I'm also hear that like shepherd dogs get really well with like bunnies. Well, but I'm not sure will my bunny get well with them. He's like little stubborn. And also because here in Finland it can be like really cold. Some winter it is so cold that I don't want to go outside. It's like freezing. And we also have snow, like lots of snow and cold and ice and darkness and those kind of things. Oh, that's really nice. I always have like think that I want I'm not sure what it's called in English, but it's big white dog that is also shepherd. I can't say that word. Shepherd, because they are often so like they are really gentle and well, I like gentle dogs that are like fluffy and likes to cuddle and they are often like, I'm not sure, can you say tender? Sketchbooking? Oh, the thing that you like, I can say Oh, I think I knew what you mean. It's also here is also quite popular thing, like going with skis and have the dog like pulling you. I also really want to Siberian Husky, because they are so fluffy and so cute, but I knew that they are really demanding dogs and definitely not for like apartment. But maybe someday when I have like own house or something. And bunny. No, it's not Pyrenees dog. It's like less fluffy. Well, I'm not sure what it's called. I think I can check. I have my phone here. Yeah, because in Finnish it's white shepherd dog, so I think it has some English name. I'm trying to find what is in English. I can't use mobile. Well, here. I use. Okay, it's have quite long name in English. It actually isn't what I think it was. It's Burger Plank Suisse. That sounds really interesting. Also, white Swiss Shepherd dog. So that was the dog I was talking about. Oh, ski touring. That sounds really interesting thing. I actually can't. I'm really bad with skiing, so, but that would be really nice. But I currently live like, also like not in the middle of city, but on open area, so there isn't like many place for to ski. And also in Finland, well, skiing is like everywhere there is like place for skiing. There are also like those pre-made like things for me skiing, and then there are really strict rules like no walking here and no this and that, and it's really annoying. And these hands also look horrible. Oh, skateboard sounds cool. I used to skateboard when I was younger, but my legs, well, they can't handle all that, like. It was too much for my legs. They started to hurt really badly. Which is really sad because I like skateboarding, and the city where I live is really like flat, so it's really easy to use skateboard to go places. I'm thinking doing the overhand drawing. Maybe I don't think that way. It's easy, and because I really like need that one good drawing for this stream, so I don't feeling like I'm completely like forget it how I should be drawing. Yeah, I found that hands are quite hard to draw because I tried the method where you draw like the mitten thing and then the part for the thumb and then the fingers. But I find that my hand, like when I tried to draw hand, it didn't look right. So I have got like the best success trying to just draw it from life, but I still feel like I need some like study for the anatomy. And actually keeping my hand in this position hurts now on my left hand, which is really not nice thing. But I will stream 1 hour and that will be... I'm not like quitting early. Well, that's not a good thing because I know that I really have to like stop if I have hand pain, but I knew it's just like for fatigue, so it's not that serious. Also I noticed on this hand it's to like flip. It should be well, this part is maybe a little bit too long. Well, it can be quick sketch now because my left hand is killing me. So it's for working outside and demanding jobs. So last page in the sketchbooks was... Yeah, I tried the structure first and then details, but somehow I think I'm missing something here because I'm not used to draw from life, so that's why I'm doing this life drawing project or challenge. I'm not sure what I will call it, because I find I have a really hard time to like look things in life and transfer it on the paper, because they often... I got lost with the 3D part. So this is my full sketchbook now. Maybe I will give you a sneak peek to like this tour, because my hands are like hurting so much that I really feel that I shouldn't be drawing. So let's start in the beginning. Well, live sketchbook tour. And here in the beginning I have like portrait drawings, like I usually do. This is made with colored pencils, colored leads. Oh, this is one of my favorite drawings in this sketchbook. I love how this black and white works here, and also these solid black areas I really love. And that reminds me, I have a new fountain pen that I like want to show you. I got this in mail. This is Faber-Castell Progress. Actually the cap is from different pen, because this pen has some really like damages cap. It has like 2 deep cracks in it. So this is the pen. I'm cleaned this, but there's a little bit blue ink still left. I have other kind of well, I have 2 Progress now, but the other needs some nib work, but this has perfect nib, and it's bored. Like it's really like it will lay out hopefully thick line. So I'm really wanting to get this on. So that's my new pen. Trying to get my drawer back to it. Unit. Yeah, it's well, it's hooded nib actually. It's really... They are often really stiff. I haven't yet tested that nib because, well, I haven't been cleaning it thoroughly. But I hope it will be good. Actually, it looks okay. It has not like misalignment or bend. Oh, here I have a tiger that I usually don't draw. And some, like, writing. And more hands. And here I have this funny thing where I try to draw things that were on my table. First I used my colored leads, but then I noticed it's too slow, so I started to draw them straight with ink. So I drew like all things that I could find on my table. So this is the thing that I will do for next month or two. But I think I will start it when my hand is a little bit better, because if I start it now, my hand will be like die. And here I used my washi tape. I just got these like thin washi tape from Tiger. And there's also a portrait that is a little bit well deformed. They are often, well, they don't always work out. And here are my muffin plants. I hope we'll do more Fimo soon. I think that would be like good for my hands, because it's not like a drawing, it's more like sculpting. And this is one of portraits that I really like. And also here you can see how I protect my sketches, because in sketchbook tours I take these things off because they are like, I don't like to show them. So here is the drawing that I made with graphite and used marker black on the background. So because I made this with graphite, I sprayed with fixative, but I know that fixative isn't perfect. So I used this sheet for protecting it. And I'm not sure will the camera pick up, but there's actually a little bit graphite transfer here. So without this sheet it would be on this page. So I use these pages like extra flaps to keep my sketchbook clean. And here I used some of colored LEDs and fountains. This is actually also one of my favorite sketches in the sketchbook. I love how there's like, not everything is like rendered like fully, so there's like gaps. It feels really nice. Also, when I have bad bleed through, I often draw other side and trying to fit the drawing onto like available space. Oh, more hands. I think this was from live stream. I'm actually really getting to draw hands currently, but I really want to learn how to draw, because I have so many ideas that are around the hands. Yeah, I use those protective sheets quite often because, well, I need them, because if I don't use them, my sketchbook will look horrible in tours. Here I have my sketch for one of my paintings. I think I did this on live stream too. I'm not yet sure. And this painting was made with watercolors, and I didn't like how it turned out, so then I got over with the brush pen. More sketches of hand and pen. And when I'm doing these basic sketches, I use really hard LEDs, so these are quite well, light, but they don't smudge that easily. More sketches for my like wire series. I really want to turn this series for finished like big paintings, but I'm not yet decided will I do it with watercolors or acrylic or even with oils, or doing some, like with different mediums. That would be quite interesting, like series of portraits that have the same theme going on but different mediums. Here's more drawing from my my brush actually, and there are some random lines that I try to turn to something like octopus and some bugs, because I was thinking that I really love to draw monsters. So oh, and here is some writing. Yeah, this that's good name for a serious scary pierced people. That's true. I'm not sure what I have with piercings, because I don't have only like ear piercings, not like any other, but I like to draw them. They are like nice things to put in drawings. But yeah, here's a little bit writing in my sketchbook that I don't often do these text pages, but I was actually watching Michelle's sketchbook tours, and she have quite many pages with writing, so I think that will look cool in my sketchbook too. So I steal your idea. And here is actually, I have written I actually don't. I don't know. I have to actually think about this. What you mean, but yeah, it's wires like coming out of his eyes. I don't know what was the concept behind it, but maybe I don't know. There's all of those portraits have some wires in. Well, where places like the one has wires coming from his like head. But yeah, with this text I have wrote my pelican. It is 130 with medium nib. And here I have written what is have problems, like cannot draw inks, needs new seal, have green ring in parallel. But nib is nice. It actually have a really nice flex pelican nib that I really want to use. It's currently on my solid 220 pen that I have, but the pen has a little crack in the section, so it will like leak out ink. And here is Parker Danish Duofold that needs new sack, and I haven't yet ordered new sack. It has been like almost like half year in my drawer now. And it has super nice nib, it's really fine and flexible. And there's unmarked ring top pen that needs new sack, and it also needs some nib work. It has quite scratchy nib. And there's my AW Faber-Castell Gentleman that needs new seal, but it's unrepairable because there's some damage on the back side. I'm not sure, I may send this pen to like some professional to fix it. And then I made some calligraphy. I somehow like how these portraits look. And this was some experiment with watercolor, pastel, and I'm not sure what I was even doing. Oh, not the new Pelican, it was the solid 2010, 200, the solid pen that the other pen that came with the Pelican. I stuck the Pelican nib in it, and I'm not sure was that the reason why there's no cracked section. But I was actually thinking that I may fix that crack. I'm really trying to look for how like fixed crack in celluloid, but it should be possible. But yeah, new Pelican is actually really fine. It works beautiful. And here are some life drawings. I drew my hand, and then I have those like plastic mannequins that I often draw. Here I was trying my washi tapes and drawing some bun-buns. And more portraits from the side and hand. And there's empty space. I often don't leave that much empty space. Yeah, I think that mistletoe that I can fix the crack because it isn't that deep. It's like really tiny. I couldn't see it when I was like working with the pen. I only see it when it started to leak. But with that Faber-Castell cap, it has much more serious cracks going on. Here's a sketch for one of those ink portraits that I made. And I have actually the original sketch in my older sketchbook, but I wanted to re-sketch it because the original sketch was quite small. It was like this size, so I wanted to do it larger. Here's more sketches. I'm not often use colored pencil in my sketchbook, but here I tried to use some, and also washi tape to give some color. More hands. I think this is also from live stream. And more portraits. And more wires. And this time they are, well, not coming out of eyes, but well, like strangling him. Pronkar asks why my sketch seems so light. Light. I think you mean light. And it's because I use like H lead. Like this is my favorite pencil currently. but it will change because you can see this is short. But I use like hard pencils because they don't smudge that easily, so my sketchbook will be cleaner. Yeah, H-LED. I'm not sure I'm saying it right. But yeah, it's really like hard lead and leaves light marks. Here was my sketch for the one challenge that I always forget what the name was. I have a video of it. But my first idea was making like portrait with glasses and red hair. But then I noticed it would be horrible to do the hair with the like liner brush. And there's also some portraits that I was planning. And this is more what I drew. I'm trying to look where the drawing is. Oh, it's so far that I couldn't show it. This is more closely like the view is from side, and actually the painting that I made, it has orange scarf and red hair. And here's the sketch. Like I sometimes do these large sketches and then the final sketch may be this small. Here I draw some lips and sketches. I really like how this sketch turned out. I used blue and red in this. And I tried to draw different like shape for this mohawk. It's like rising here and going down. More hands, actually these are drawn with ink and this is drawn with erasable ballpoint pen. And more lips because I find I can draw lips, and every time I draw lips I don't like how they look, so I tried different ways to draw them and I don't still like them. And portrait with fountain pens, which is really common for me. And actually I like how this portrait turned out. I used a brush pen and then I used Pentel this Pentel watercolor brush. Yeah, Michelle, I have to try that. I knew that it's like need to be like scratch more to stick, because well, it's hard to stick things when they are like, I'm not sure what on the smooth surface. But I'm not sure will I fix it, because maybe I just try to find new pen or fix my eyepiece that the nips belongs. Here I have some eye practice. And I'm not sure, this I used some different graphite pencils because it's much darker. Usually, like, normally my sketches are this light because I use the H-LED. Here I tried different eyes, well, from like this weird angle, but I quite didn't get the eye right still, because it feels like it's look really flat. But I hope that live drawing challenge will help me. Actually, these are drawn from live. I was in cafeteria and got guava green tea with this press pan. I'm not sure it's press pan in English. It's made French press pan. I'm not sure what this is, but it's like meant for do coffee. Like you put coffee in it and pour hot water over it and press it down. So I sketched that. It was actually this like handle thing was also clear plastic. It was really cool looking, so I wanted to draw that. Here are more random sketches. I drew someone's coat and some portraits. Actually, I think it's reference for this. And I tried to stylize it, like use smaller head and drawing like this really flowy thing. But it actually started to look creepy. Here are more sketches. And also halfway point. Because every time I do like halfways. every time I do sketchbook, I mark where the halfway is because it's for me like motivation thing, and I know that when I will finish the sketchbook, and I write here is actually written finish. Halfway, stupid philosophical sentence. Oh, French press. Well, I has little hints that it's meant for French press, but in Finnish it's called press pan, so that was really confusing. Here's portraits, but these black marks actually don't belong on this drawing, it's split from other side. Usually I'd write this quart half full or half empty on my sketchbook middle, but this time I just feel like I want to write something else. And this is also one of my favorite sketches in the sketchbook. I use fountain pen ink and water, and I got this really like nice wash going on. And also I have been lately trying to shade face more so it not look that flat and cartoony. There are more faces from different angles. I tried to the Loomis method here, but I still don't like it. I don't know why, but I don't like how it made the head look. And then I started to draw skulls because I found that it's good for my anatomy. And this first one I find there's too much like this art thing going on, and this is more like true for the proportions. And I used a reference photo for this. Oh, and this I draw with my friend, and I was like teaching her some perspective things and how like multiple these squares in perspective. And here's more of these perspective things. Ooh, brown one, that's really interesting, because I have been always thinking that is it possible like drawing only one thing, but if you're really good at one thing, would you be like making living out of that? But that's really interesting. Actually, I haven't sold many of my drawings, but one of drawing that I made, it was school that has like open mouth. So I drew that, and it was made with colored pencils, and it took me really long time. And one of my friends wanted that. That's really because my friend really wanted that drawing, so I give it to him. But, I think I should draw skulls more. They're actually quite nice to draw. But back to the sketchbook. In this part I was on my friend's place, and we played that like little drawing game where I say that like I say one object on the room that like both can see, and then we drew that. And we had like 10 minutes time. I too have to draw more poems because, well, I need more anatomy studies. But we have like 10 minutes timer going on, and we have 10 minutes time to draw the thing. And that was actually really fun because you couldn't know what would be next thing to say. Actually, I like how this lamp looks. And there we like did 5-minute thing. And here I tried to draw her dog, but the dog was moving so much that I couldn't like draw it. And here the dog was like lying on his back, but it actually don't look that good. Oh, I like how this sketch style looks. Oh, ban, don't go there. I let my drawer open and my pan look like, I want to go there. So I have to close my drawer. Here I draw school again, and this time I like didn't use any reference. I was trying to draw it from memory. And this is also because here is to read today. I made Instagram post for this because I use my fiancé as model, and I have drawn him before, so I should show about the drawings on the one picture. You can find it on my Instagram account if you are interested. And here are some drawings. Because I was so late at the sketchbook and I studied technique, so we have this really like many parties on around, I think it's May Day. May. No, 1st of May. I'm not sure what is the official name of it. But I was going like with my friends and stuff, so I bring my sketchbook with me, which I usually don't do because I'm really shy and I don't like to travel around people. So, but this time I took it and I drew some people. And also I found this really interesting pattern on one of those. I'm not sure where I found it. It's maybe one of bottles or something. Camera is really badly picking up these sketches. I use mine like graphite pencil. Here are small portraits. I think this you can see at all. It's just some like serpentine. I'm not sure whether serpentine will the right word for it. But some like paper spirals on the table, so I drew those. Oh, May Day or Peltine. I'm not sure because in Finnish it's called Vappu. And here I was still going with the May Day. I drew many bunnies. Like one with the sydvest. It's sydvesti in Finnish, it's sydvest in English. But a little rain hat. And also with a bow and from back and cute things. And those fountain pen portraits. I think I had fountain pens with me and some other drawing materials. And more heads. And often when I have like this much empty space on my sketchbook and I feel like I don't want to draw on it, here I did some line practices like drawing straight lines. And then I write, often I write song lyrics, I have to say. Also, I really love to draw like guys with beards because it's so like, it's a really interesting thing to draw. Oh, it's really nice that everyone likes saying things. But yeah, actually, I think most of these. I think these are from different songs. I'm not sure whether to read like that. Or maybe I can like here True Dark Night, Still Sunrise, and Lost and Not Found, Melancholy, I Can't Sleep, 404 Not Found. I'm not sure, that may be from my head. Insomnia, When All Goes Wrong, and those kind of things. I'm not like the people, I'm not like writing bright or motivating sentences, I often write quite melancholy things. Here are more sketches that I made, and I was studying to draw nose because I noticed that my nose has started to look weird again, so I got a little bit drawing on toes and hands and chins and heads. And here's more pencil portraits. And here I was practicing drawing nose. I can draw them from side view, but when trying this 3D quarter view, it really gets hard. And more portraits. And here again, I was visiting with my friend, and we was doing this study, well, this like drawing thing. But this time we had this no time limit, but we have to draw like only one line, like we was using pens, so no like no like those variations, only one line that describes the form. It just goes wrong, it goes wrong. And it is actually a really good like exercise, and I really encourage everyone to try it if they have like problem. Well, I'm making huge noises now. like if they have problem with doing outlines like this, because with this exercise they become more like this. But it's actually take really much thinking to just draw one line and not going like trying to fix it. There's actually quite many of these drawings. And I try to draw variety of things. And here I was explaining some things that let's in our like student cultural things. Like we have these symbols that represents like student guilds. I think you have guilds in English. I think it's guilds. Yeah, it's guilds now. And how this we have these like hats. I'm not what the right word for it, but different kind of hats come from different kind of universities. But there are some rules how it should be used and how these like knots goes and funny little things. Yeah, visual I think that those beards are really hard to draw, and also the African like the afro hair. It's also really hard, but I really want to learn to draw those because they have a really interesting texture. They can look like awesome if they are done right. Here are more of these drawings, and here I tried to do contour drawing, and here we started to do blind contour drawing, like just looking at the object and trying to draw it with one line. And it's really fun to draw, like blind contour drawings. They don't look like they should look, but it's really fun. Yeah, so I completely agree with you. It's really like how to like make it look like it shouldn't be. Well, it's not working now again. I have to check, is there like problem with frames? No, there isn't like any dropped frames. But my laptop isn't overheating. Well, I think I find what's the reason. And that was because I have like Wi-Fi connection on my laptop, and now it may be. I have like Wi-Fi connection on my laptop, but I use wire. So the laptop was on the Wi-Fi because, well, it's stupid and don't want to use wire. And this is also one of sketches that I really love. I used colored pencils, but try to keep the style really sketchy. And I didn't like do the full render, just like sketching the color out. I really like how this turned out. There's also some contour drawing of hands, so that's why they are so bad looking. Here are more dogs that I try to draw because I have doing this series where I draw my old monster drawings again. So there will be next dog-based monster. So I try to learn to draw dogs, so I can draw it better. And I think these were on live stream 2. I was planning to do Audi painting, and I was like trying different things. Actually, I have the painting here that I can show it. And it was my watercolor live stream. And I'm not sure, I think I will continue with this. I want a little more details on rims and on the car, and a little bit darker background. But still I find that there's like this area, I find this I overworked this like really badly, because I started to like, I'm not sure what is the right word, but like adding too much paint and it started to be really opaque and clogging the paper and making it not looking so good. And also because I was really lazy and didn't want to like stretch my paper, it's now like really bent. So I think I need to iron that flat. My neighbor's making noises. No portraits. I actually like how this turns out. Even if it's like the face is really detailed, but other things are just like really sketchy. And here I try to draw a dog. Now I have Ban Ban on my under my chair. Ban Ban. And here I was Ban Ban. Now I have Ban Ban on my sofa. And here I was testing my watercolors that I got from Eve. And I really love these watercolors. These are all like, I love how they like re-wet on the colors and they are really great. I have actually more of them coming. And this I made watercolors first and then I got Ban Ban. Now I have Ban Ban sitting on my footrest and like sniffing on my knees and like doing little pam things. I think he wants more food. But well, then I use fountain pen on top of this. And here's also this flap thing going, because this point I got my new pencil, which is Palomino Black Wing. I was thinking where it is, but oh, there. I will show it. And I have been it's this pencil. Yeah, I knew that I don't like to paint landscape, so I often leave the like background really plain, but I think on that one I really have to do something on the background because it look really weird because the background is so simple and the car is so detailed. But yeah, this is the Palomino Black Wing that I got. This is the one of those limited editions that they have, and it has really nice LED. And as you can see, this is really like a little bit darker. But if it's, I know that if it's darker LED, it will need to be protected. So here is the protective sheet. And at this point, I was really like thinking how I can like preserve my sketchbook in pristine condition if I use these softer LEDs. But you will see. Here I was still doing those live drawings with my friend, and here I tried the Palomino one, did this like cube drawing exercise because I found that my cubes looks really like skewed, and here's the problem. But I really try to use time like drawing cubes, not perfect but so that they look right. Yeah, I think I have that problem really badly in my car drawings because I used to draw them way that there's only a white blank background, and also I often don't do backgrounds. That's like one of my main weak points. Or if I do background, it will be very abstractive or not realistic at all. But I think I really have to get some landscape painting done to get more like better background on my pieces. But here is also one of my sketches, but I'm not yet sure. I think I may use my Twispies on this, because there is Twispy can leave this thin lines, but this look like made with my other Twispy. Yeah, and here's protective sheet. I use washi tape when I'm taping something on my sketchbook. And also I reuse these protective sheets. These are actually from my other sketchbook, that when I'm like doing the sketchbooks or I'm putting it back to like shelf, I take this sheet off and just use them on my current sketchbook, because when I'm using sketchbook I need those protective things, because the next page will be like well transferred on that side. well, when I'm drawing like on this page, when I'm drawing like this page, it will be, I will press so hard that it will be like transfer the drawing on that side. So I need these protective sheets, but actually when sketchbooks are closed and in my storage, they don't get that much like, they don't get like that much smudging or things. So I don't like protect my sketchbook when they are on shelf, but when they are on use. Here I was compacting, I'm fighting against my really bad habit of drawing just head without neck, like here. So I was drawing how the neck look and how the muscles look and try to like simplify how the 3D form goes. Because I find that's, I'm really like, I want to tackle my weak points now because they have become really like evident. Here's graphite drawing with the Palomino one, and as you can see there's, I'm not sure can you see it on the camera, but here's lots of graphite transfer on this paper, so if this paper would not be here it would be smudged the other drawing. I actually refer quite much for my old sketchbooks because they are, I don't like store them away, they are on my shelf, so I can go like pick them up and look for them, look what I have drawn them. And currently I'm doing the portrait with acrylic ink, so all the drawings are reference from my sketchbooks. And after there's a great idea that I will want to like revisit. And here's also one of those sketches that I really love in this sketchbook. It's made with pilot color on purple, violet, and I really like how this turned out. I used reference photo that has really like strong lighting, and I really tried to like emphasize that even more with strong shadows. And I really like this. And also, even if I use colored LEDs, you can see that here's a little bit violet transfer on this page. So these need protective too. Here I was drawing cubes, while trying to make them look cubes, but they like started to be more like nothing but cubes. Like this is like flat thing, but I'm really getting there hopefully. And this sketch I think I made without pencil sketch. I used strike with the pen, and I really wanted this really messy feeling, this dark messy style. Actually I used to draw this style when I was drawing monsters. I used so much black and just scribble it out. And actually I like this sketch. It's really, it has some depth because it has so many like black areas. I should try to more drawing with this style. It's actually suited very well with fountain pens because they are really, I think I use only one pen here, that here I like press harder and there I like hardly press it at all, so fountain pen skips and make lighter marks. Oh, here I have some pages stick together. And at this point I discover something. And you can see that here is some graphite drawings. This is actually made with the Palomino one. I think these two are made with the Greta Nero one, which is charcoal based. But there isn't any protective sheet and these aren't not smudged. Well, my secret was this thing. Vision Newton acrylic medium in gloss. I used this and like I got really soft brush that I like thinly applied it over the drawing, and now it's like really not going anywhere because there is like almost like sheet of plastic over it. And I think the gloss one is good because it's not like well, if maybe matte one maybe a little bit not so transparent, but this gloss one is really transparent, so it's not like interfering with the drawing that much. And I use it over these two, and you can see there's a little bit warping on the paper. But actually I really like how it works, because it means that I can use soft graphite, use that and keep my sketches in great condition. This is actually one of the recent ones. I think between these is something like a week, because I started to do my work, so I quite didn't draw on the sketchbook. But this is also covered with that acrylic medium, so it isn't matching at all. And you can see here that I can't even smudge it. Well, a little bit, because there are maybe some gaps. But if you use this neuron without fixative, it's actually like, it smudges really badly. It's like, goes completely like rubs out. Yeah, but actually I only refer for my like most recent sketchbook, not so much for my like really old sketchbook, because even for me it sometimes feels like I don't want to look them. I have one sketchbook that is like my favorite one that I often go when I want to refer, because there are so many like cool monster designs inside it that I really love to get back to travel those monsters. And here we are on the end what we drew on this live stream. But yeah, it was this time the live stream was a little bit different, because well, I have a hand pain, and I was thinking, maybe because there isn't any drawing, I will give you like some sneak peeks. And this is the sketchbook that you have never seen before. This is my brown sketchbook. I have started this on, well, now I remember that there's my information on the cover. Or is there? Yeah, there is. I'm not showing the first page. I started this in 2004 on April, and I'm not sure why I started this, but I really wanted to try brown paper sketchbook, because I see that some other YouTube artists use it, and at this time I didn't have YouTube channel. 2014, so this is really old sketchbook. Actually, the number on the sketchbook, I have to. Oh, this is number 5 or 5.5, so it's quite old, because current sketchbook is number 10, so really far away. I started trying to draw this because I really wanted to do those 3D drawings, because I saw like really great drawings with deep shading and mid-tones and highlights. But it was actually quite hard, because I couldn't find the white that I liked. Here I tried to draw a portrait. This is really old, so that's why the eyes are so small, because I couldn't draw a portrait at this point. I was practicing drawing noses, but I quite didn't use this paper at its full potential, because this is like mid-tone, so it's best for use mid-tones and then do like black for shadows and white for the highlights, but I was quite didn't getting there. And I tried to draw different portraits. This looks really familiar and somehow really static. But also here I really don't that much use this. Well, I use it as mid-tone, but not that much on the highlights. Yeah, I have. Actually, my sketchbook number 2 is the sketchbook that I really don't like. It has full of so bad drawings that I. Actually, I made a sketchbook tour of it. So if you really want to like see my like worst drawings ever, look my sketchbook tour number 2. It is horrible. It's like. Well, here I was trying to draw portraits. But at this point I had this funny thing going on that when I draw it from my imagination, I could draw the like half decent face, But when I tried to use reference photo, they got like all over the place because I think I wasn't using the method to like draw the circle for the head and then the middle line and the line for the eyes and line for the nose and line for the lips. I wasn't doing that. I was trying straight from the reference photo, so that's why they ended up looking really odd sometimes. And eye placing is one thing that I didn't get. Yeah, Michelle, I really agree. I remember when I was doing that sketchbook tour, like with my really ugly drawings, I was like, can I do this? But then I was really thinking, yeah, I can, because it's so old sketchbook that I don't draw like that anymore. So it was like a really freeing thing. Here I was trying to use some like squares to draw heads and do the like practicing with the proportions. I'm really tired because I haven't been working so hard whole week, so I will be mumbling really weird things now. Here I tried to do brush pen and used Posca pen for highlights. But actually, and I think I used some gray pen for like the shadows. But I think I still didn't get this like using this brown paper enough. There are some more portraits and some more. Actually, I like how these turned out because I got like a little bit more practice with portraits. Actually, this was really long time like for my one of those sketchbooks that I draw only like once a month or only once a year maybe. So there's a really large gap between these drawings. I like this because this has really these strong white highlights. Yeah, I really agree. Bad paper will make sketchbook look even like worse than it actually is. I have one sketchbook that has really thin paper and it's actually don't look that good because it's really wrinkled. Actually, now I'm thinking I have not made sketchbook tour of it. It's one of those sketchbook that really explains why I suddenly jump like from this to this. It's the explanation for this. But I like this drawing where there's like strong highlights and more like really strong shadows. Yeah, the sketchbook is the answer for that. Actually, I think I will show it because I can see where it is. It's the sketchbook. I'm sure that I'm not making. I have been filming like 2 tours of this, but they have been really long because the sketchbook is thick. I'm not sure the camera pick up, but this has 250 pages, and this is full just portraits. I drew only portraits in this sketchbook. It took me 3 months to fill this up, and I learned how to draw portraits, like not perfectly, but drawing decent ones. So that's the secret why I draw portraits. And also that's the reason why I still draw like portrait after portrait. It like got stuck with me. Here I try to do like more manly things, like manly mans. And practicing loomis. I don't like how the loomis methods work. I know that maybe work for someone, but it's not working for me. Especially in the side profile, I don't like it at all. Oh, I like these two. Just strong highlights. And here I tried to use color in this sketchbook, and I noticed this colored paper needs really like opaque and almost like soft color pencils. I used Derwent drawings on these. I have like peek if there's like no personal information on this sketchbook, but I think there isn't any. It's only on the front. More drawings. This time I tried to draw smaller heads. And my teacup. And here I definitely fight against the paper, not used it, because I tried to cover the whole thing in with white. And this portrait looked really bad, but I didn't use any reference for this, and I wasn't ready for that, so that's why this sketch looks so bad. I have some more sketches and practice with brush pen. I actually really like this paper for brush pens and maybe fountain pens, but I think I started this sketchbook way before I got fountain pens, or started to draw with them. I'm not sure, because this is really smooth paper. Yeah, actually, the blue one, which is actually chat is a little bit like delayed because the streaming thing, so it's really hard to like. I have to like flip back. But this blue was actually I was using those Staedtler Ergosoft colored pencils. They are like meant for kids, really affordable. They have 24 colors, but they are really great. They are like really opaque, and I like to draw with them. I think I will do some kind of video for them, like affordable good art supply thing. And this page, this is like perfect example how I shouldn't be drawing. I like squish all the heads on the profile view because I didn't do the circle thing here, so they start to look really odd. But I actually commented it here that these are too like squished. Awesome. More drawings. And I think this is something like self-portrait, and I tried more to use this like smooth tone, shadow and highlight, like really doing only 3 layers of color, but I quite didn't work it out. And at this point I was thinking that maybe I don't like the colored paper. Actually I have other colored paper sketchbook in my stash. It has grey color, but I will save that for like monster drawings. And here we have the thing that I never draw, landscape, and this is why I never draw landscapes. I'm really bad at these. I'm actually don't even know where this is drawn. This is actually, I'm sure it is my hometown that I have drawn this, but I can't even recognize the place. I'm not like a good drawing with the landscapes, because I find the landscapes there's like so much thing that should be included, and it's like I can't like squish it on the paper. And also I really get caught on the details, and I should be doing like the perspective thing, and they're not working. So that's why I don't draw landscapes. I can't draw them. Maybe I should get one sketchbook and draw only landscapes, because I really love to I love when I see like watercolor landscapes. Those are really beautiful, especially those that like fade to the white on the edges. Those are like my favorite ones. Here I try to draw more heads and more those squish heads, because I didn't draw the circle when I started. I draw on the profile line. Here the eye looks really oddly placed. But I was still practicing. At this point I think I had trying to use this as mid-tone, but then I got like too little shadow here. I should be using much more black there. Here are some quick sketch with pencils. I was trying to just get the values right, not to do any lines. Here I tried my colored LEDs on this paper, and they actually looks really odd. I'm not sure if the camera picked this up, but this look like they would like glow from the paper. I'm just trying to look when the stream will catch up on these. Oh, and this one. Actually, this was really like, what would I say, turning point for me in drawing, which is really odd because it isn't like perfect drawing. It isn't. There's anatomy mistakes, and there isn't like anything spectacular with it. But I like it this, even it has mistakes and I can see those mistakes. So it was like turning point because at this point I realized that the drawings, like, they don't need to be perfect to be like likable. Likable is that the word, hopefully. So at this point I think I got quite like, it was quite freeing feeling because I started to draw more and it's actually improved my drawing. And I really like how this hair looks because it has some texture going on. I often don't do that. Actually, one thing that you haven't seen before, I'm using this is spiral bound sketchbook, and I'm not drawing on this side. And at first I thought that I don't draw this side so that drawings won't get like transferred on the other side and those kind of things. But now I think when I'm like getting back here sketchbook, I will start to draw like on these pages too. But only if I ended up liking this paper. I doubt I will because I'm not liking this. And this is drawn after a long break. On the sketchbook, more portraits with white gouache, I think. But at this I see the problem that I don't have the like shadows deep enough. I should be doing like black shadows and white highlights, and it would be work much better than just white highlights and really almost non-existent shadows. Oh, and that was the last drawing on the sketchbook, and as you can see there's, I'm not sure will the camera pick up, but there's quite much paper left. Actually there's, I can show here, it only says like shiny ink. Here I was testing how these different white works this paper. And I think this is my pastel white. Yep, it's so messy that it must be pastel-y. And luminance and blacks and everything. I think fountain pens works this one well. I have to try. This is the new Pelican I got, so I will try how this works on this paper. Actually it works really well. This is a really smooth paper, so it works fine. I have other brown paper that's like in pad and it's a little bit different colors. It has this tendency when I use ink, it's like spread out like crazy. It's too absorbent paper for ink. What else? This seems to be 2 hour live stream now, so what would I show next? Well, actually there's one thing. This is my watercolor sketchbook and I have like censored the first page because there's my information again. No, well, that's two. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I have this is watercolor moleskin, and this is one of those older ones that has the better paper. And I keep this sketchbook like forever in my stash because I was too afraid to use this. But then I used it and I drew these quick sketches when I was on vacation on Dublin. So I draw really random things and I was planning to like draw this on every day, but I had my regular sketchbook with me and I used that more. Here I have some portraits going on, and with this one I think I tried to do wet on wet and quite didn't work it out. Here I tried method where I use a fountain pen with watercolor, like dipping fountain pen straight to the watercolor. I definitely don't advise to do that with like precious fountain pens, but I use some almost like trash pen that I have. It worked out quite well because then I could get this blue color because I don't have the blue ink, so I needed to use watercolor for that. And this is actually one of those my cheap art supplies challenge where I use that small brush with it. And these swatches are made with fountain pen and watercolor. I dipped the fountain pen in the watercolor pool and made these little swatches. It actually works quite well, but more like dip pen. And here's one other fountain pen sketch that I made. And there's many pages left because I somehow feel the sketchbook really precious, so I don't use it that much. And also here are the swatches for my Semlier set that I got bought when I was in Dublin, so I wanted to swatch it out. Actually under there was a really ugly sketch that I made with those. But when I got home I covered it white gouache and then I painted over the gouache I painted it with watercolor. So I get like really interesting color here. And here are some mix with white gouache and watercolor. And just limp it. So that was my watercolor sketchbook that isn't close to be finished, so there will be no like sketchbook tour coming up sooner. What could I show next? I don't have any sketchbook with me. I think I will end the stream now. It's like almost 2 hours now, so thanks for everyone for watching, and it was really nice to have a lovely chat going on. So hope you see in mine. Well, actually I could talk a little bit more about my currently if I start the live drawing project I will do daily videos, but if I don't do it I will try to keep like 1 or 2 videos a week because I have so demanding job that I'd like to do more videos. And live streams will be on, I haven't found like the spot for them. They will be on this Saturday, always in Saturday, and start for the same time, which is Finnish time is like 8 o'clock in well on 8 o'clock on like afternoon, or what is it? I can't even say how much the clock is now. But yeah, they will be like on the same time, and I try to remember to do the like the YouTube announce for it so you can see what is in your time zone. But if you know what time this stream starts, it's the time I usually try to do streams. But now I will go because I'm a little bit hungry and really tired. But thanks everyone for watching, and see you hopefully soon in my videos.